Happy Halloween, everyone. Well, of course, it's not Halloween anymore, but a lot of things happened, and I wasn't able to get this video out in time. Sorry about that. This video is Ghoul School for the NES. It was made back in 1991 by Imagineering, and it's a survival horror platformer set in the depths of a humongous high school with over 200 rooms to explore. The game just throws you right into it, so you'll probably have no idea what you're doing at first. You're armed with nothing but a baseball bat, and left to fight all these demons and ghouls and stuff, like these red eyeballs that are the main enemy, really, because you'll be seeing them much more than any other enemy. Basically, you're just going to be walking up and down the halls, heading into rooms now and then, looking for stronger weapons in order to save the day. The story of this game is you're actually playing as Spike O'Hara, that's this Simpson-looking character here, and on his usual shortcut home from school through the cemetery, he found a strange glowing skull. Now, for some reason, he decided to pick that skull up and take it to his anatomy teacher the next day. His anatomy teacher, Dr. Femur, was intrigued by the skull and wanted to study it, but Spike was concerned because the skull was bigger than it was the day before. Little did they know, the skull was transmitting a message to the demon world, and the demons had begun their assault. They took over the school and turned all the teachers and football team into zombies. And then they went and kidnapped the head cheerleader, Samantha Pom-Pom. So now it's up to Spike here and his trusty baseball bat that looks like a stick to save the day. What you're going to be doing throughout the game is working your way around to find better weapons so you can take out the main boss. You're also, of course, making your way to the main boss. The end boss is hiding in the boiler room, which you'd think would be easy to find, but this school is just so big. If you've been looking, you just saw I went down like 3-4 floors. So not only does this school have a few stories, but it's also got a few sub-levels, just to give you an idea how big it is. The rooms look a lot alike, just different colors now and then. All have lockers lining the halls and these red eyeballs jumping up and down. The game feels a lot like Zelda 2, really. You're walking side-scrolling, trying to hit enemies before they hit you, and if you get hit, you go flying back. Now, this is the locker room, and this is our first zombie here, that stupid green guy. When you duck into other rooms, the music changes, which is nice, so it's not that same droning tone, and it usually lets you know when you're on the right track. Now, I just grabbed a towel from the fire alarm. That's the second weapon of the game, and its range isn't that much better than the bat, but it is somewhat stronger. I don't know, I guess it's like a soaking wet towel, and he's flipping it around or something. Now here in the gym, we're being attacked by crazy basketballs, and normally you would have to just dodge them all because this whole room would be filled with them. But if you whack the scoreboard like I just did, the scoreboard goes crazy, and all the basketballs disappeared. And now we're in the weight room, where once again we've got red eyeballs, but this time they've got a tentacle and they're throwing weights at you. They're not that hard to dodge. Just step back and wait for them to throw it, and then when they do throw it, run in, you can get a couple quick hits. You see the towel isn't the strongest weapon in the game, as they've taken hardly any damage from it. I just picked up the second pair of shoes in the game, the spring shoes, because along with getting a numerous amount of weapons, Spike also gets a couple pairs of shoes to help him out here. The spring shoes, of course, allow him to jump higher. And here we have what I think is the most annoying enemy in the game, these stupid little red eyeball things. Spike must have arthritis in his knees or something and can't crouch because you can't duck down and hit him. So you just have to run as fast as you can, which is this. There's no way to run any faster than this. And pray that you don't get hit by him too many times. You can jump around like an idiot trying to dodge them, but it just makes it take even longer, and it's not that easy to do. Of course, if he could crouch, it wouldn't be that hard. And we'll be seeing them a lot through our travels here. This weapon I have now is the Deweytron gun, and I'm not really sure what it shoots. I'm guessing some sort of electricity. But it's the first ranged weapon of the game, which you'd think would make it easier to kill these things. In a way it does, but if you look, it does absolutely no damage to these stupid things. It takes a whopping 32 hits to kill one of those jumping eyeballs. It takes 4 to get rid of one of the little notches on his health bar, and there's 8 notches, so that would be 32. Now, the lockers lined in the halls, you can hide in them, and the monsters will walk by you, but most of the time they'll just keep walking back and forth in front of the door, and you'd have to time it so you can get out when they've walked past you. It's kind of tricky and not really that useful, so I won't really be doing that. Just gonna keep plowing my way through here with this Deweytron gun. Come on. This is the type of game where you're gonna get hit even if you're really good at it. It's kind of impossible to dodge every enemy. But I guess you could do it if you took the time to concentrate and watch what you're doing. I'm sort of just speeding through it a little because I want to get through this game as quick as possible because it's not one of the most enjoyable games to play. Here we have some boxes lining the hall for whatever reason. I don't know, I guess somebody was moving. Sorry about the lag there. And I'm trying to take this bat out. Bats usually aren't that much of a problem because they're flying so high over your head that they can't hit you. So you can usually just walk under them. But sometimes there are some low-flying bats. That right there was a rare occasion where the little eyeball was close enough to the stairs that I could get down low enough on the stairs so I can hit him. This one isn't so nice, and I'm actually going to try and jump over him a couple times. Oh boy, now we got two. Ow, ow. Whew. Okay. Now here we are in the nurse's office. This is another new enemy of the game, this little green guy who throws his head. Not really sure why it does that, but with our trusty Deweytron gun, we can stay out of range and take him down before he hits us. Unfortunately, this gun does about as much damage to him as it does to the eyeball thing, so it's going to take a little while. I don't know why the nurse's office would have a chart of the enemy on the wall. I don't know, maybe a zombie nurse took over or something. Now this enemy here, he's really easy. He just throws his arms at you, and of course since he only has two arms, you just stand back and let him throw them, and they'll disappear before they hit you, and then you just can safely take him out. With him out of the way, we can move forward and get the fourth weapon of the game, the Spinal Zap. I have no idea what this weapon could be used for. I mean, Spinal Zap, I guess it implies zapping spinal cords or something? I don't know. But really, it's like an extended taser, as this weapon has no range at all. You have to get right up next to the enemy and hit him with it. But it is useful against quite a few enemies, and it can take out those big red eyeballs, got a little ahead of myself there, in one hit. It's really nice. I'll be using this weapon most of the game, except when I have to switch for other things. Each weapon you'll find is more effective against other enemies. Like this, see? Once I get him, there we go. Takes him out in one hit. It also, I'm not really sure how much it does to the bats. I haven't really tried it against them, but it also gets rid of these green guys in one hit as well. This room you don't really have to go into. It's some sort of history classroom, I guess. I don't know. I just ducked inside it to get an apple, which gives me a little more health. Now, as I was saying, each weapon is better against different enemies. This one works against the red eyeballs and those green guys, and even those green guys that throw heads at you. There's another weapon we're going to get soon that actually has an arch and is very useful, and that's effective against bats and some other stuff. Oh, I hate these things. And now we have 3 of them. That's another thing. When you find one, there's always going to be another one around, but thankfully once you get hit, you blink a little bit and have like a split second to not get hit. And here we are in the auto shop. This room I'm probably going to die in because it's really hard to get through it without getting hit. These monkeys here, I guess you'd call them grease monkeys because they're wearing what looks like automotive hats and throwing wrenches at you. Now I just went into my item screen and took the other shoes off so I can go underneath this lift here, as I just got taken out by that monkey, which I let myself do so I could get out here. Now the shoes I just picked up are the suction cup shoes. They are the third and final pair of shoes in the game, and as the name implies, they've got little suction cups on them that let me walk on the ceiling. But instead of just being able to jump up and suck right to the ceiling, you actually have to be somewhat close to the ceiling, like I was there standing on that box, so the cups will touch. Now that right there, that's one of the more annoying parts of the game. If you're walking up a set of stairs, or going down a set of stairs, and most of the time there's going to be a big eyeball waiting for you on the other floor. If he hits you, you're going to wind up flying back either up the stairs you came from, back down the stairs, or across, since sometimes you don't even have to go up or down the stairs, you can just walk right past them. It's very annoying, and usually takes a few times to be able to get that stupid eyeball before he sends you flying. Sometimes you can manipulate it so when he hits you, he sends you the way you want to go.